Hello guys, welcome to PW Skills Tech. This is a one-shot video regarding OpenAI API and how you can probably use it with the help of Python programming language. Already in my previous video, I have already discussed about generative AI, where I've given you an idea about generative AI, what exactly it is, what is LLM models, what is large image models, and how you can probably do a lot of different kind of NLP tasks using this kind of LLM models. So in this video, we will be discussing about OpenAI APIs itself and how you can use with the help of Python. What is the prerequisite that you specifically require for this particular video is that you really need to know about Python programming language, how you can probably use an API itself, how you can probably write a simpler code function. If you know, that much will be more than sufficient to follow this specific tutorial. So without wasting any time, let's go ahead and have a look. First of all, what is this OpenAI API? Okay, and I hope everybody has used ChatGPT. Now, ChatGPT is a kind of tool where you probably ask any kind of questions, let it be related to text, let it be related to code. It will try to give you some good response, right? Some of the responses may not be accurate, okay? And here, two different models are specifically used. One is GPT 3.5 and one is GPT-4. Now, these models are the models behind all the sentence completion task or sentence text summarization task, code formatting task, any type of questions that you specifically ask and what kind of response that you're probably getting is because of these models which are trained in an amazing way with a huge amount of data. So in short, if I talk about GPT 3.5 and GPT-4, these are nothing but these are some kind of LLM models, that is large language models. Now, what all things we are probably going to focus into this is that we will be seeing that how you can probably use this kind of models to perform your own task with the help of OpenAI API. Not only these models, there will be a lot of models that are exposed by OpenAI API itself. We will see what all models are there and we'll try to perform this. This will be a one-shot video, guys, so please make sure that you practice along with me. So guys, to start with, first of all, I would like to revise about what are LLM models, that is large language models. Now, these models are huge models which have been trained with huge amount of data set, and it is a generative AI model wherein it will be able to generate new content based on any kind of input. Now, when we say large language model, this is specifically with respect to input text, output text. It will be able to generate new content, new sentence. It will be able to do tasks like text summarization. It will be able to do tasks like sentiment classification and a lot of many things, right? So to start with, you need to understand what this OpenAI API is, because this API exposes all the kind of models that it probably has, and we can use those models, which are a kind of LLM models, and we can perform all this specific task. So over here, the OpenAI API can be applied to virtually any task that requires the understanding or generating natural language and code. Okay, and this is an amazing documentation that is probably given over here. I will probably start with each and everything. We will try to understand over here. You'll be able to see various playground that is provided in the OpenAI platform itself. You can probably write a message with respect to system, get the answer. This is user giving a message. There are different models that you will be able to see, But what I will do is that I will try to show you with the help of code. Okay, that is my main aim, not just to play with the playground, because tomorrow if you're working in any kind of companies, that would be important, that how quickly you can use this LLM models and perform any business use cases or solve any business use cases. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm probably going to start over here from an empty folder. Okay. And as said, the prerequisite is that you only need to know Python programming language and you need to know how you probably can work with VS Code. Because there I will try to create a Jupyter notebook. I will try to use that and I will start writing the code. Now over here, this is just an empty folder, which is like OpenAI. And what I'm actually going to do over here is that open with code. Okay. Open with code basically means VS Code. If you don't want to do like this, just take this path, open the Anaconda prompt. Okay. And go to the location over here. So I will say CD, this one, and I will go to my E drive. Now from here, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to open the VS Code. Okay. So this will be my ID that I'm going to specifically use. Okay. So this is my ID that I'm going to use over here. Now, since we are going to start from scratch, the first thing is that we definitely require a new environment, right? Because since I'm working, just like I'm trying to teach you something new, right? Related how you can use OpenAI API itself. So obviously there are some kind of requirements that you really need to take care of, So I will start with probably Python 3.9. I will just take the recent framework and I'll start recent Python version and I'll start the coding itself. Now what going to do is that first of all, I will try to create an environment, and remember this usually we should do in any kind of project. Okay. So I will open the command prompt, just see the commands that I'm probably writing to create a new environment. So I will say conda create -p. Let's say this is my environment name, my env. I will try to create a folder structure over here itself, and that will specifically be my environment. I'll install all the packages in that folder. Okay. So conda create -p, my env is my environment name. And or I can probably also go ahead and write a standard name like venv. Okay. So this will be my environment name. And the Python version that I'm probably going to use is 3.9. And I will also give a suffix like y. So whatever is the default packages that is specifically required, it will start doing the installation. So once I enter this, you will be able to see that all the installation of the packages will get started, and a new environment will be created over here in the form of a folder, which is like venv. And all the packages that I will probably be installing over here, it will be installed over here itself. Okay. So this is the first thing. Now, till the installation is done, I will go ahead and create one more file, which is like requirements.txt, so that any kind of installation packages that I really want to put up, I will go ahead and write all the packages inside this requirement.txt. Okay. Now, yes, now in the requirement.txt, the first library that I'm actually going to use is OpenAI. OpenAI is only the library right now I require. Okay. So whenever I need to install anything in a real world projects, whenever you work, okay, I will start writing all the libraries inside this requirement.txt. I can probably go ahead and write my basic libraries like pandas, numpy. This is all I will be specifically using. Okay. Now what I will do in order to install all the specific requirements, I will just write pip install -r requirements.txt. Now this is done. All the installation will probably happen. Requirement already satisfied. You can see over here. But before that, I may have, okay, it is in the base environment. Okay. One step that I probably missed is that after creating this venv, I have to probably switch my environment to this venv. So in order to do that, I will just write conda activate, and I will give the path as venv/. So what it is going to do is that it is going to set the folder as our working environment. So once I execute this, now we are inside our working environment, that is venv. Okay. Now once this is done, okay, the next thing what I'll do, all my libraries are present in my requirement.txt. I will go ahead and probably write pip install -r requirements.txt. Okay. And once I do this, you will be able to see that it will start doing the installation. Now, why I am specifically creating a new environment? It is always a good habit, whether you start a project, whether you start anything, right? Try to create a new environment so that you install only those specific libraries that are required for that kind of project. And here I'm trying to teach you about OpenAI itself. And this OpenAI specifically will be using for this purpose, right? So all these libraries that I'm actually going to use, I will just be writing that. Okay. Now this is done. Probably it will take some time based on what all things are basically getting installed. And again, this depends on your internet speed also. Okay. Now this is done. My requirement.txt is installed. Now what I'm actually going to do is that I'm also going to create a .env file, because whenever you specifically want to start with OpenAI, you really require a API key. Okay. So if I probably show you an API key, how do you get an API key? As soon as you log in, see, for the free purpose, right? If you probably go and see over here as view API key, you can create a new secret key, write this name, and automatically it will go ahead and create an API key for you, which will start with SK. Okay. And this API key only you have to specifically use when you are probably starting with OpenAI itself. So where you're probably going to keep this OpenAI API itself, what I will do is that for that purpose, I will go ahead and create this .env file. And the next thing that I will do is that I will create a key with this specific name, that is OpenAI _API _key. And this key, I will try to write it over here. Now, once I specifically write this specific key over here itself, then what I'm actually going to do is that I will read this API key from the specific environment. That is what is the demand with respect to this Open API key. Okay. Once you read this particular key from here, then only you will be able to use the OpenAI API itself. Now you may be thinking, Krish, only the free version is required. Guys, understand, it depends on the number of hits that you're specifically doing in OpenAI API itself. So if you're using the free key till some hits, I think it will provide you till $18. It may give you the excess of it. But after that, if that is exhausted, it will not allow you. So what I'm actually going to do over here is that I'll be using the organization key that I specifically have. Obviously, I can't show you over here. I will make sure that I put this specific key and then probably continue. Okay. Now let me go ahead and let me just stop this video so that I update this particular key. So guys, I have updated the env with respect to the OpenAI API key. Now, along with this, as soon as we create an environment file, it is also necessary that we import one important library, which is basically called as python.env, right? The reason we specifically use this library is so that it will be able to detect where the env file is and it will be able to pick up that specific key. So this library is responsible for picking up all the environment variables that I have actually mentioned in this specific project or in the project section that I have actually created. Okay. Now what I'm actually going to do, again, open my terminal over here. Okay. And quickly go ahead and install this requirement.txt again. Right. So I will go ahead and install this and automatically the installation will happen. Perfect. So this is done. Now I will clear the screen. Now we are good to start with this. And before that, let me do one more thing is that I will also try to use one more library, which is called as IPY kernel. This I need not write in the requirement.txt. This is just to create a specific kernel for a Jupyter notebook. Okay. So what I will do is that again, open my terminal. Okay. The command prompt has been opened earlier itself. Here, I'm just going to write pip install IPy kernel. Okay. So this is done. And once this installation will happen, we will be ready to work with the Jupyter notebook, because whenever we create a Jupyter notebook file, it requires a kernel by default. Okay. So step by step, we are going ahead, guys. I hope you are practicing along with me. When you're practicing along with me, you will be able to learn a lot of things, right? So here it is. Let's see this IPy kernel is getting installed over here. And now what I will do is that I will go ahead and create one file. And this file, I will just write it as OpenAI, or I can just write practice OpenAI.ipynb. Okay. So this is my pynb file. Now my installation has already been done. I will close the terminal and I will go ahead and create a lot of cells. Okay. Now to start with, how can we learn this? See, at the end of the day, I will be following this documentation. Okay. So this documentation, but I'll be giving you a lot of examples, but it is a very good documentation and you probably start with this, how to probably check models. What is chat completion? We will discuss about this. Okay. What is chat completion API? Chat models takes a list of messages and input and return a model generated images or messages or output. So a lot many things are there. And with respect to this, we will be discussing various tasks that we can actually perform, right? In short, you can build applications that are related to all these things, like draft documents, write computer code, answer questions about a knowledge base. When I'm probably teaching you this, I will also give you some brief idea specifically about prompt engineering also, where I will be showing you some examples so that we can probably discuss about that. Okay. So to start with, let's go ahead and check whether everything is working fine or not. Okay. And with respect to the API that we specifically have, is everything fine or not? We will first of all check. Okay. Now, first of all, I require one import OS. I will be using this OS so that I set up the environment. OpenAI, I've already installed it. So here I have OpenAI. And then I will say, since I require to probably load my key from the env file, so I will write .env import load.env. Okay, so this is specifically required. Now, first of all, it will tell me to select a kernel. I have already created a kernel with Python 3.9.16. So I will do this. I will use this. Now this works absolutely fine. Now, whenever we really need to set up the Open API key, what I would need to do is that just write OpenAI .API underscore key. So here you will be able to find API underscore key, and this I will set it along with os dot get env. I will say get from the environment, right? What is the environment variable name that I had probably written? OpenAI. Let's check it out. Probably I can't show you the entire OpenAI key, so I will just check it in my another file just by going to the folder location. Let me see what is the name that I've actually given to that specific key. Okay, so it is open API and open underscore API underscore key, right? So once I do this specific thing over here, okay, that basically means it is just going to take this or set this API key from the environment variable that I've actually created with this name. Okay, so once I execute this, so this gets executed perfectly fine. Now what I will do is that I will say OpenAI, okay, dot model, okay, dot list. Okay, so once I probably execute this, it is going to give me all the list of models that the chat GPT or the OpenAI exposes to us. Like Whisper 1 is one model that we have, and like this we have a lot of models. Okay, if you probably want to see in a detailed way over here, what I can do is that I can put this inside a variable, or or I can probably also use import pandas. So let's see, I am just writing import pandas as PD. Okay, PD, and this I will say PD dot data frame. Let's see, data frame, and I'll use this entire list like this. So let's see whether I will be able to get this or not. So this many number of models are there. See, all the models are specifically given, like Whisper 1, Babbage, DaVinci, Text DaVinci Edit, Babbage code, search code, text similarity, Babbage. There's so many different models. You'll also be able to see GPT 3.5 Turbo, GPT 3.5 Turbo 0613. So all these specific models are there over here, and you can probably use this all data to see that which all models are there present over here. Okay, so this is just one example. You can still format it in a better way if you probably just take this data value over here, then I think you'll be able to get in a better way itself. So if I probably write like this, now you can see that I think I will be able to get it in a better way. See, all these models are available, right? So this is how you can probably see all the models that I used. And with the help of the specific models, you can do this. I'm not going to use any models, every model as such. That is up to you. Just go ahead and use it. But specifically, if I talk about, yes, it's your choice. Whatever model you want, you can definitely try it out. Okay. So I will not tell you to select any model. Okay. What commonly in the documentation it is given, I will try to follow that. Okay. Now, let's try to understand like what all amazing things that we can specifically do with the help of ChatGPT API, OpenAI API itself. So guys, now let's go ahead and see some amazing things that we can probably do with the help of OpenAI API by using any of this kind of models. Okay. So the first thing that I am probably going to start with is some kind of one example. Like let's say I am going to probably say text completion. Okay. So text completion kind of task we will try to do. And for this, I will be using OpenAI dot completion dot, there is a method which is called as create. Okay. And if you probably see this definition, it creates a new completion for the provided prompt and parameters. So if you definitely want to check out what is the parameters that are specifically required for this kind of function, so you can open this, okay, and you can probably check out the entire documentation right over here, right? So this is the documentation that is given. You have to provide the model name, prompt, suffix, max tokens is there. I will talk about tokens. Tokens are just like with respect to a sentences, how many different kind of words are there. There is a maximum size with kind of whenever we specify with respect to tokens and all. Not necessary to row right now because we will be discussing a lot of things. Just yet the basic things that you have. But here you can see the maximum number of tokens to generate in the completion. And when I say with respect to tokens, these are nothing but words. Okay. We also include spaces in this. Then you have temperature. This temperature plays a very important role. I'll talk about it. Top underscore P, what exactly it is. These all are specific different parameters you can probably use. Okay. So what I'm actually going to do over here, I'm going to use this. As said, the first parameter is obviously model. So I will take any model over here that is given. Let's see. I will take this model. Okay. Chat GPT 3.5. So this will be my model name. Okay. The next thing is that prompt, and this is where your prompt engineering work will start, right? Which I told you that I will be discussing about prompt also over here, right? So this is my prompt. The prompt is basically talking about what kind of input that you specifically want to give the ChatGPT API specifically for this model. And then in return, it will basically do the text completion. Okay. So let's say I give a prompt saying that act like an AI assistant, okay, and tell me what is or tell me, or I can say explain machine learning to 5 years old, to a 5-year-old. Okay, so I'm just saying that explain machine learning to a 5-year-old kid. Okay, something like this. So this becomes my prompt over here, right? Now, by default right now, what I will do, I'll say, okay, use the max token. Max token is equal to somewhere around 25. Let's say I'm just giving the max token to 25. And as I said, one more important parameter is something like temperature. Now in this temperature, the value will be 0 or 1. It will be ranging between 0 or 1. Okay. If I probably just put 0 right now, okay, so let's see what is the output that I'm actually going to get. So this becomes my response, okay, a response from this particular OpenAI completion.create. So this create function is just for text completion, okay. Whatever text completion is basically happening with respect to the input prompt that I'm giving, it'll just give us the output, okay. And here I'm just going to print the response, okay. So let me go ahead and execute this. Max tokens, should be tokens, I guess. Okay, so it should be tokens. So that is the parameter over there. Okay, again an error saying that this is a chat model and not supported in v1 completion endpoint. Okay, so I'll talk about chat model right now. Okay, but understand that GPT 3.5 turbo is a chat model. Okay, for chat model, we cannot use OpenAI completion, but instead we'll use chat completion. I'll talk about that just in a while. So this in short says that I cannot use this specific model. Okay. For OpenAI completion, what kind of a model I can probably use? Just go and see over here something like text search. Okay. How do I know this specific thing? I have probably seen the documentation. Just to give you an idea what all models you can probably use, you have something like text search, 𝐷aVinci. Okay, these all models can probably be used. Okay, so let's say I use any kind of model, and one of the model is something like text 𝐷aVinci. Okay, let's see, or let me just try this. Let's see whether it will work or not. Okay, because there are different models for different purpose. Just to what the reason why I've taken this specific model in the previous time is that I just want to show you an error, because you may get this kind of responses. Now here you can see, since this is a text completion, if you probably see any models that are probably starting with text will be used for this kind of purpose. Okay, so now here I've said act like an AI assistant and explain machine learning to a 5-year-old. Okay, so here is the output that you're probably getting inside this choices. Okay, so here choices, children are very good at learning and they can understand the concept of machine learning. Machine learning is a child's. Okay, so not a very accurate model altogether. It's not that accurate. So obviously this model is not that good. Okay. So what I will do is that I will try to use some other models. Let's see. We will try to use some other models over here. And this time I'm also going to use one more model, which is basically called as text 𝐷aVinci. Again, this model is also very much popular and famous, 003. Okay. So this is the model that I'm actually going to use. Now let's see the response. Okay. Now let's see the response and see whether we will be able to get a good one. Hi there, I'm an AI assistant. I'm here to help you understand machine learning. Okay, so probably you'll be able to see this. Machine learning you probably get this entire message over here. So let me just print both these messages that we have got. Okay, So I'm going to create a code over here. First of all, I will execute this. Okay. And now you know that inside choices you specifically have. So if I probably write response of choices. Okay. So let me just go ahead and write choices. So as soon as I write response of choices, I'm actually getting this. Now this is a key value pair. So what I will do, I will probably take 0. Let's see what I'll be able to get the answer or not. So right now I'm just getting this. Let's see whether I put text. Okay. Integers. Okay, fine. So response of choices. And in this specific choices, I am actually getting this entire information saying that the children are good, but I really need to get this specific information, right? So here, what I will do, since this is my first index, I will use 0th index, and along with that, I need the key that is text. So once I do this, now here you can see, children are very good at learning and they can understand the concept of machine learning. Machine learning is a child's. Okay, so this is the information that I've got. Okay, so total tokens is 40. The completion tokens is 25. The prompt token basically means input. Completion token is 25, which I'm actually getting with respect to this. If I probably increase this, instead of 25, let me just go ahead and write 400. Now you'll be able to understand what this token work is. Okay. Now I'm just saying that, okay, in 400 words, try to give this. So input is 15 words, and this is basically my 400 words. I'll not say words exactly, but 400 tokens output. So now if I probably go and see this text, okay, so here is the entire thing. Machine learning is a child play. Machine learning is a child play. Okay, it has just repeated everything as child play. Okay. Not the bad result specifically, so with respect to using this model. Now, if I probably do the same thing over here, and if I copy this, okay, and let me just go and increase the max token to 100. Okay. So once I execute this, okay, and let's see how we are probably going to get the response with respect to this. Okay. And I don't know, like how the answer will be. So here, like how to write, you practice. Okay, this looks like a very good result. Hi there, I'm an AI assistant. I'm here to help you understand machine learning. Machine learning is a way of computers to learn from data. It's like when you learn something new, like how to write, you practice until you get it right. Machine learning is like for computers. So this model that you probably see over here, Text DaVinci 003, it's a very good model. You are specifically able to get the output itself. Okay. Now, fine, you got an idea, and similarly you can explore different models. But at the end of the day, right, if you probably go ahead in the OpenAI documentation and see with respect to the various models, you'll able to understand this kind of documentation very much easily. So here you have able to get the answer. Okay. Now what I will do is that here you have something called as temperature Z is equal to 0 I've written. Okay. I told you the value of temperature will be ranging between 0 to 1. Okay, it can be 0.5, 0.6. Now, what is the difference with respect to this temperature? Now, once I fix this temperature 0, right, every time you'll be able to see that this will give me the same output. Okay, you see this, okay? It'll give me the same output. So here I got this. I'm here to understand this. So see, if I execute this, I'm getting the same output. Okay. So in the safer side, the model has assumed that, okay, fine, this is the best answer that I can probably get. I will probably give you that kind of response only. But now, if I try to change this value to 0.6, now it is more near to 1. Now it will start becoming more creative. It will take more risk. And it is not giving the control entirely to the model itself. It is trying to include multiple things over there. So it is not just going to give you the same answer. Every time the answers will start changing. Okay. So here you can see that temperature is put to 0.6. Now see, this entire output will change. Let's see. Okay. So here I'm an AI assistant. I'm here to explain machine learning is a way of teaching computers do two things without being told what to do. It's like learn to do, you figure out how to do it yourself. That's machine learning. Okay. So this kind of information you can see. Now again, if I try to execute this, or if I probably try to change this value and execute it, let's see. Okay, 0.8. Now it is going towards 1. So every time it is just going to create some different response. Okay, let's see. Now I'm here to explain you this. Some sentences will be same, but remaining all will be. It's like when you learn something new at school, but the computer is learning from data instead of a teacher. See, that output is getting changed over here, right? So it is taking more of different approaches. It is just not taking the safe side of giving you the answer. Okay. So this is the important thing with respect to text completion. Okay. And definitely you can do this task. This is what prompt is all about. You can probably write some creative prompts over here. I'm going to create an amazing dedicated video about prompt engineering also, where I will try to play with this kind of input and try to get the output. Okay. So this was with respect to this text completion. In an amazing way, you're able to get it. Now, along with this, I really want to play with some more important information. Let me do one thing. Let me keep the max token to 20. Okay. So that basically means in 20 tokens or 20 words, I need to get the response. Okay. Input, obviously 15, it has been detected over here. See, input tokens, prompt token is 15. Now what I'm actually going to do over here, I'm going to use one more parameter, which is like n. Let's say my responses, I want to get top 5 responses, okay, with the temperature 1. Let's say temperature, I'm setting it to 1. Now let's see, instead of just giving one response, it is now going to give you top 5 responses, okay, 5 different kind of responses. Let's see. And again, this is going to, see, these are all the responses. This is my first response, this is my second response, my third response, this is my fourth response, fifth response. Now, if I probably go and see this. So, hello there. My name is Harold and I am an AI assistant. So here you are specifically getting all this information, right? You can probably see easily you are probably getting it, right? Now, what I'm actually going to do over here is that, let's say I will just go ahead and write response. So with respect to response, you can see response of choices. Okay. So choices. So this is my first response. See, hello there. My name is Harold. I'm an AI assistant. Hi there. My name is assistant. AI assistant. Machine learning is a way of teaching computer to see. The number of tokens is just 15. So that is, it's just giving this much answer. Hi there. I'm a special type of computer that is learning how to think like a. Hi there. 5 years old. I'm an AI assistant. Machine learning is like having a really smart robot friend who can learn things by itself, right? Amazing, right? So I can also get the top 5 amazing responses that I am basically having. Let's say I will just use this. Okay, I will say print responses. Instead of asking here, I will ask the question, where is or what is the height of Mount Everest? Okay, so I'm basically going to do this and I'm going to print the response. Let's see what kind of response I will probably get over here. So here I'm getting 5 responses. Mount Everest stands at official height of this many number of meters. Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the world, standing at the height of this. The Mount Everest is this. Different answers you are specifically getting, and you are here also you are getting 5 different answers, right? So this is the power with respect to the text completion or text generation. I can also write like this, or text generation. Okay, right? Amazing, right? You are able to get the amazing responses, and you are also able to see this. Okay, now this prompt engineering can probably do a lot of tasks. So what I will do, I will copy this. I'll paste it over here. Okay. I will just give a new prompt, and here probably I'll increase my max token so that it give me the answer properly. And now I will start playing with this prompt. Okay. I will say act as a model to detect positive or negative tweets. Okay, this is what I'm actually specifically given. Okay, now what I'm actually going to do, I'm just going to give my question. Okay, so let me put this in triple quote. Okay, so that you will be able to understand this. Triple quote. Okay, so these are my triple quotes, and here I'm specifically saying this person is bad and he is biased towards negative sentiments. Okay, I'm just writing this message. Okay, so this is the tweet. I'm just saying that act as an AI model, I will say, to detect positive or negative tweets. This person is bad and is biased towards negative sentiments. So here I just want one result. So let me go ahead and make this to 15. and let me keep the temperature to 1. Now, what is the output that I'm getting? Perfect. Negative, right? The result is negative over here. So now, if I probably see response of choices of 0 of text, right? So here you can see the result is negative, right? Isn't it amazing? Act as an AI model to detect positive or negative tweets. The person is bad and is biased towards negative sentiment. So just with the help of this create, right, you are able to do text completion, text generation, sentiment analysis. You are basically doing text classification over here, right? And probably you can also do a kind of examples wherein we specifically focus on analyzing a tweet, or let's say if someone has written a review, right? Review sentiment analyzer, anything you can probably create. Isn't it amazing, right? So this was one of the most amazing example. Again, with the help of OpenAI API, you can probably do this. Okay, guys. Now, not only this, now OpenAI is also very good at probably giving you a lot of results with respect to the code. So what I'm actually going to do is that, again, copy this, paste it over here. Now, what I'm actually going to do, let's say I'm going to take this prompt, and now I will just create a simple Python code. Okay, so let me just write it down over here, and this will basically be my prompt message. Okay, I'm just saying that act as an AI code assistant, okay, to explain what is wrong in the code. Okay, something to explain what is wrong in the code. Okay, so this is the prompt that I want to give to explain what is wrong in the code. So here I'm just going to write print. Let's say I don't give quotes and I will write hello world. Okay, and now let's see what kind of output it will give me. I don't know whether it is going to give the right answer or not. So prompt underscore message. So let me just see the response. I think it will be able to give. This line of code does not have the current syntax as it is missing quotation. Amazing, right? Just with the help of, I've given the code over here. So I can also format this code writing something like this, code colon, right? And print hello world, right? And here you'll be able to see, yeah, the current statement should be this one with this specific codes. Okay, so I'll just change this 15 to 20. So it will probably give me a good result. Let's see. So here you can see it is saying that use this kind of code with respect to fixing this issue, right? So this kind of message is also very good with respect to code and all. You will be able to get some amazing results. Again, it is up to you how creative you can probably use all these things with respect to this, right? How you can write your own prompt. That is super important. So guys, definitely you can try a lot of things. Some of the ideas that I can probably suggest you, what all things you should probably go with. Go ahead and write some prompt talking about provide me this kind of code to solve this specific problem. It will be able to give you the code. Try to see the code, whether it is working or not. Try to do some task. Okay, I'll give you some task over here also specifically. Let's go ahead and do text translation. Okay, like text translation. Okay. One more task that you can probably do is like text summarization. Text summarization basically means give a paragraph and tell it to summarize it in 2-liner, 3-liner. One more thing that you can probably do is that one definitely do this. Okay, tell that, okay, like convert a smiley emoji text, right? Something like this, smiley emoji to text. Just do like this, just write in the prompt engineering, see what kind of outputs you will be getting, right? So I hope you like this particular video. A lot of lines of code that I've written, a lot of things I've explained. There are many things that are probably going to come up in the future, which we will also definitely see. And I'm also going to include some of the important libraries like LangChain. Prompt engineer again gave you a taste about it. More complex prompt engineering we'll be doing as we go ahead. So I hope you like this particular video. This was it from my side. I will see you all in the next video. Thank you one and all. Take care. Bye-bye.